To gild refined gold, to paint the lily, to throw perfume on the violet, to smooth an ice, to add another hue onto the rainbow with tapered light to capture the beauteous eye of heaven. No matter what you do, there's nothing you could do to make Gotchard a better series. Because, like, honestly, it's mid. It's mid at best, boring at worst. Like, what can I say? I'm Mike TimeRider Zero. Well, I haven't used that name in a while, but honestly, I'm at a point of not caring anymore. And this is Kamen Rider Gotchard, episode 31. Two people in the dark, their trust not Kraken. And yes, that is a terrible pun related to the word Kraken that I had to use. It's not in the actual title. Because, again, we have to stick to the theme of incorporating the titular Kemi in the title. And the way they use it in this episode is also another anagram. So it's like, what is even the point? And it's honestly, to some extent, I feel like I'm being more clever. And I'm being very liberal with the word clever when it comes to making an English translated title, because how would you, because like if you take the actual title of the episode, how would you use the word Kraken in the actual title in a way that doesn't feel too, it is what it is, I miss the good old days back when the puns were better done, and I can't even think of off the top of my head where like they were done better. I already feel a little bit dirty with the Nine Tails one, because I just literally inserted the word Nine Tails. Nothing clever about it. They just did not give me anything good to work with for that one. I'm gonna pick a random thumbnail. Let's see. Thunder Incident. Jeez, that's not a really good one. Catch a Spy, because the Kemi is called the Spider, basically. Nope. Yujo X, because Yujo means friend, and it's an X themed Kemi. Happy, seize the happy, because you have the happy clover. Evolutionary Fire Lord, Rene's Dawn. Well, that one doesn't even have a pun in it. That one literally did not have a Kemi name in the original, because believe me, I would have tried. Smiling Angel. Well, that one's pretty straightforward. That one's not too bad. A Mad Warrior. Okay, Mad Wheeler. Okay, that's actually a good one. But yeah, the point is, coming up with the names for these episodes, for the episode title, is just a chore. But that's, if I have to incorporate the word Kraken into the title, I can't use it where it's originally used, which is the first half of the title. I'm like, oh, their trust is there, or like they have trust with each other. So I'm like, why not just say that there aren't any cracks in their trust? Their trust isn't Kraken. See, I tried. I really tried. I swear, I can't. And in case anyone's wondering, yes, I do know that they made a Toei Tokusatsu fan club video where they do behind the scenes footage of them trying to make the actual play within the show. And I did not watch it. Didn't have time. Couldn't be bothered to care, because I'm going to be real honest. I love Shakespeare, but Romeo and Juliet are actually it's not even in my top 15 favorite plays. And there's only 37 plays in total, so that's pretty low on the list. It's like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It's like, yeah, it's the one that everyone knows, but it's not even in the top 10 best seasons of Power Rangers. And I know I'm gonna get some hateful Gen 1ers telling me, like, how dare you not like, and I know there might be someone's like, but you talk game about like Johnny on Bosch, but he's from Mighty Morphin. Yes, but he's also in Zeo, and one episode in Space, and 2 episodes of Overdrive. There's more to him. And yeah, just like how there's more to Tommy and Tanya and Catherine, but and the occasional Rocky. But the point is, Romeo and Juliet is probably the most famous play by Shakespeare, but it's honestly not even the best. It's okay. And the thing is, it's not even that original because it is from the tragedy era of Shakespeare's career. Because he had like 3 periods. He had the comedy period, the historical period, and then the tragedy period. And all the way back in the comedy period, way before you wrote Romeo and Juliet, he did Midsummer Night's Dream. And at the end of Midsummer Night's Dream, they actually had side characters, basically the Bulk and Skull types, perform the tragedy of Pyramus and Thisbe at the wedding of Theseus and Hippolyta, which eventually became a triple wedding between Theseus and Hippolyta, Lysander and Hernia, and Demetrius and God, I forgot the name of the other chick's name. Now I feel really terrible. Let's see. I forgot her name. All I know, everyone fell in love with the wrong person. Puck was the real OG. Titania made out with a dude whose head turned into a donkey. And by the way, that dude ended up playing Pyramus in the Pyramus and Thisbe play, and somehow all's well and good between her and Oberon, the king of fairies, all because of a child from India. It's not really certain if it's actually from India. They just called it an Indian child, but like that's multiple meanings. But the point is, Romeo and Juliet is a ripoff of Pyramus and Thisbe. And you can't say it's a coincidence that he just happens to come up with the same premise, because he actually had a reenactment of Pyramus and Thisbe in one of his earlier plays. So, I'm not to throw him under the bus, but that's what it is. And yes, I'm wearing my Kamen Rider black t-shirt because he is the Black Sun, and this episode really tried to monopolize on the solar eclipse that appeared on Monday of the week of this recording, which is the 15th of April 2024. So this episode took place on a Monday, I guess, or at least it heavily referenced the solar eclipse. But yeah, no, it continues where I left off. Childhood crush is frozen, and then Majade and Gotchard barely were able to seal away the Blizzard Mastodon, Blizzard Mammoth, whatever its name is. But thankfully, childhood friend is not dead. She's just frozen. She needs to be defrosted. So basically, Rini has to become an understudy. Does a great job learning Juliet's lines. And then guess who walks in? It's like, I knew it. You sabotaged me so you could have the part all to yourself. So you could have Hotaru Muffin all to yourself. Isn't that right, Hotaru Muffin? I don't know you, lady. Please stay away. Yeah, not much happens from there. We do have a brief discussion between Lachesis and Sensei about the fact that Spanner saw some kind of dark presence inside the Ouroboros dimension. It's like, oh, it's probably the King of Hades. But hopefully we don't have to worry about that. But just in case, Lachesis ends up getting her own spanner wrench saber thing at the end of the episode. So it's like, oh yeah, no, she's gonna be fully inducted as a baby face, and her honey muffin decides to like take responsibility for that. So will she stay at babyface? Will she stab them in the back later on? Will Clotho babyface turn all of a sudden in the next episode? Who knows? But I'm skipping ahead. The main meat of the episode is, turns out there's a Kraken Kemi who's there as well. So Atropos sees the ghost of Greyon telling her to exact revenge, which again, Hamlet reference. This is absolutely Hamlet. They should have done Hamlet instead. Can you imagine? Clueless Hotaro is clueless. Check this out. Clueless Hotaro is Hamlet. Rene is Ophelia. You got Sabimaru and Renge as Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, because they are the two senpais who are very likely going to get axed off anyways. Polonius can definitely be... I can definitely see Kajiki as Polonius because he's got that energy to him. And have Spanner be Laertes, because having him do a sword fight with Hotaro would be super badass. Am I right? I know that the president of the drama club would not have the energy to play Claudius, but here's hoping. But Kajiki is Polonius. I would definitely pay a subscription to TTFC to see that happen. Like, oh, Hotaro-san, what are you reading? I'm reading a book. Yes, but what's in the book? Words, pages, words, more pages. Yes, but what is the substance of those words? And because Kajiki, it would be the type to comedically never shut up. So I want to see that. I would much rather see that. And again, the plot of Hamlet. Main character sees the ghost of his dad. He is told that, oh, his uncle is the one. His uncle is the one to like murder him. So yeah, like totally get in on that. Yeah. Because Atropos sees the ghost of what's his face, Greyon, to exact revenge on Narine. But I'm just really tired, man, because again, Romeo and Juliet, not my favorite play. Kamen Rider Gotchard, not my favorite season. I suppose that's why they went with that, because they go so well together. Man, can you imagine if instead they did Merchant in Venice, or Titus Andronicus, or John II, or Richard III, or Cymbeline? Heck, you know, can you imagine if they did 12th Night and Kajiki had to wear a dress or yellow gartered socks? Much better opportunities. See, I'm just giving you ideas. And I know you won't take them. So there's that. Yeah, so Kraken, it has the power to create absolute darkness with its ink, and it pulls the Justice League on Rene and Hotaro, where they see each other as Kraken instead of, while Kraken appears as the other person. Just like how in that one episode of Justice League, Superman and Wonder Woman saw each other as demons, so they ended up beating each other up instead of, you know, trying to bring that remaining artifact to, you know, Batman in order to open the gates of Tartarus in order to save the Amazons from Felix Faust. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Why am I referencing much better media when we could just be watching that better media instead? I don't know. I just can't help it. Apophenia is one heck of a disorder. Not conspiracies. Conspiracy. Singular. There was a 30-second flavor. The plastic tips on the end of shoelaces are called egglets. The true purpose is sinister. But yeah, so the two of them fight each other and they realize, no, just like in the actual play, we must have faith in each other. So they basically faked killing Majade. Like Hotaru Rider kicks Rine and she appears to die. Not sure how this game plan's supposed to work or even why, but somehow it does because Rine used the sun and moon chemies to create a solar eclipse because somehow we have to reference a phenomenon that occurs every 18 months and is totally not a big deal whatsoever. But it's like, oh, we have to reference an eclipse that literally is about to happen tomorrow. But waiting 2 weeks to do a Shakespeare episode on Shakespeare Day, nah, that is way too inconvenient. And by the way, going back to the whole Sabimaru as the main character idea, whether it's a Shakespeare episode or not a Shakespeare episode, can you imagine if you incorporated the full moon, the solar eclipse to a Sabimaru focus episode? Because Isaac Newton, he finished what Galileo and Copernicus and Kepler started. Like, it's all about the gravity, like of the gravitational orbit of Earth around the sun and the orbit of the moon around the Earth are perfectly timed, where like he could summon like a more super powered version of Newton or something using a solar eclipse, and things would have to be carefully timed, and maybe he might even become a Kamen Rider for real this time, not just a dummy for Dread. But no, has to be a Shakespeare episode. I know that in the balcony scene, Romeo did say the phrase, "O light, what yonder thou may window break, 'tis Juliet of the east that is the sun." But again, where does the moon... Oh yeah, they do use the phrase envious moon, don't they? But still, it's like, it's such a reach though. But yeah, no, they kick the monsters, but they have a Phoenix card, which came out from completely out of nowhere. When did they even have the opportunity to get the Phoenix card? And they defeat the Kraken by cutting off its ink sac, and then all's well that ends well. Ha! Shakespeare line. And yeah, they do the play as they normally would, and even though childhood crush did lose her memories, she still acknowledges that Rine is more perfect for Hotaru. Again, they make a good fighting team, but like, where did the romance come from? It's way out of left field. But they have their play, they bow, there's new, like, we assume that the drama club is gonna get new members from the incoming freshman year, but and then from the solar eclipse inside the Ouroboros dimension, the King of Hades apparently shows up, and we're gonna see him in the next episode. That's all there is to it. Honestly, this episode is 8.3 for me because it's decent, not great. Again, like, missed opportunities, bizarre characterization. Things could have been handled a little bit better. I feel like a broken record. Again, so far, track record. This latest arc is so far better than the previous several arcs. So credit where credit is due. I hope it improves. Still wouldn't recommend this season because it's like a complete because like what I definitely don't want it to be is a complete opposite of Kamen Rider Goes, where the first half was decent, but the second half sucked. But here it's like the first half sucks, but the second half is decent. I hope that's not the case. Like I want a season to be consistently good. Like 01 is consistently good. 01's consistently good. Geets is consistently good. Saber is kind of sinusoids at various points. The lowest point was the whole Kamen Rider Saber being a traitor thing, because again, no one questions it. Really. So that's pretty much it. All I have to say about it. Honestly, I'm more invested in the whole Lachesis thing than I am in the whole Hotaru thing. And again, whatever happened to Sabimaru like having his own focus episode? Rangi got one, and I'm glad she did. But where's Sabimaru's focus? He doesn't get any. Kamen Rider Drive had better character focus for its crew. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought of this episode. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Like, do you think certain things could be improved upon? Let me know. Nematrix92 says, seriously, they should have done Hamlet instead of Romeo and Juliet. Again, I agree with you because Atropos is seeing a ghost of her father and wants to get revenge on the assailant. Come on, guys. Come on. She got memory wiped at the end, but gives the Julio to Rena. Of course she does, because we have to like shift these two teenagers. Spanner gets 2 L's this episode. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. He gets a loss and he gets a Lachesis. So is now part of the team with her own power, but she needs a Chemi card for her transformation. Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if she uses Clover or Bamboo Shoot for her thing, just to be a nice nod to her past. Because again, Hana from Kamen Rider Revice, she was a Wasp Gifford or Dead Man. Those two terms are almost interchangeable. So naturally, she's going to be a Wasp-themed Kamen Rider. So, So it is a nod to herself. I'm almost sad that when Julio becomes a Kamen Rider, he doesn't become a Wolf Rider. But, it is what it is. Use the eclipse to fake your death. Yes, I know. It's Aria of Sorrow, Circle of the Moon, Harmony of Dissonance. Look, man, I'm playing Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow right now. I love Castlevania. And I found my 3DS, so I just want to play through my Castlevania games. They're just so damn fun. I guess Rene is jealous because Sena is also good at stuff, so it's not a love triangle. Yeah, but they keep hinting that it's a love triangle. And again, I think the whole thing would have worked better if Sabimaru was the main character for this 2-part episode, because again, we definitely have more affirmation that the relationship between Rangi and Sabimaru is more romantic than that of which between Rine and Hotaru. And if Sabimaru had a childhood crush, I think Rangi being jealous would feel more natural. And also the fact that he would be the lead actor in a play kind of adds to the fact that he does have that social anxiety where he cannot talk without the tablet, which means we should not have the tablet be rebuilt. Yeah, that would have been a much better idea. And man, like I don't want to like flex, but I'm starting to lament what John Bailey said to me one time. He, the epic voice guy, he said, of course no one's ever going to listen to your ideas. Your ideas are too clever. Those were his actual words. And now I kind of hate having him say that because, yeah, whenever I come up with ideas, someone makes worse ideas sometimes. And I don't want them to. I want them to make better ideas than me. I want to have other people make better ideas than me for anything. For anything. I don't like the idea of being the smartest person in any room. I always want to have at least one other person be smarter than me so I could learn from that person. But god dang it, like these writers for this season, like why? It's like they're not even trying. Next episode, the Abyssal King is coming. Also, why are the 100 grunts doing? I don't know. We'll find out. It'll be funny if Sena would return. She keeps asking Rene if she really likes Hotar nonstop. Huh? That would be funny. 7.9. Yeah. Wow. I can't believe someone dislikes this episode more than I do. You know, Chest of Greatness, usually you give episodes a higher score than I do. So, yeah. Well, that's it for the comments, guys. If you enjoyed, please be sure to comment, like, subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Ding the bell icon to stay notified for our latest videos. Please be sure to also share our videos because it helps us out with the algorithms. We do Ultraman Tiga on Mondays, Kamen Rider Gotchard on Wednesdays, Bakuage Sentai, Boom Boom Draw on Thursdays, and Kamen Rider Kiva on Thursdays. And of course, this week we did do this Sunday we did do Kamen Rider Kiva, the movie King of Hell's Castle. So if you want to hear our thoughts on the summer film, definitely be sure to check that out. Also, check out our sister channel, The Buttery Show, where we do movie reviews, video game news, etc. We did Naked Gun month back in March. We're going to do more movies in the month of May. In the meantime, it's Writer month, Shakespeare month. So we want to make the most of like just chilling, and we're going to get back on it in the month of May. And if you want to check out my personal content, you could find me on Instagram at Boken_Kawato and on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKawato. With all that said, guys, if we shadows have offended, think but this and all is meant. You've but slumbered here as these visions did appear. And this week, an idle theme, no more yielding but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon us, we shall amend. As I am an honest puck, and we have unearned your luck. Now let's escape the serpent's tongue and make amends here long. Else you puckle are called. So good night unto you all. May we hold hands if we be friends, and Robin will restore amends.